Welcome to the Manuchehri podcast. Over the last 30 years, it has been my joy to assist humanity in aligning with their magnificence so they may heal, discover their natural gifts, and communicate with loved ones living on the other side. May you also experience delight while we dance in the powerful, intuitive world of energy. Let's get going. Hello and welcome. I'm your host, Marie Manuchehri. Today, let's talk a little bit about this gorgeous vortex in the center of your throat, the throat chakra, its connection to your auric field, and what happens when you speak or however you communicate. It could be writing, it could be sign language, whatever's getting you in that communicative process, your words actually matter because we are manifesting beasts, I believe. We're manifesting all the time, whether we recognize it or not. And many times when I'm helping people to manifest something that they want, they tend to speak negatively about the thing that they want because it hasn't arrived yet, or the circumstances seem like it never will. And so they complain or share information with their friends or family members in a derogatory way about this thing that they really want. And words matter. Whatever comes out of your throat chakra goes way out into the ethers, way out into the universe, and then it returns the same energy that you projected back to you. So every word has a vibration. And when we say something like, oh, this just won't work out, I've tried really hard, but I can't seem to make this happen, we're actually sending vibrations of whatever we want is not going to work out. We're literally sending that to us and we're manifesting that. So it'd be helpful when you're speaking, even if you want to complain, although you don't really need to. I'm sure everybody's already complained more than enough on every topic necessary. Like, it's okay to not complain. It's okay to speak as positively and as optimistically as you can about any topic that you're wanting to change and move into a higher realm of manifestation. Regardless of your circumstances, regardless of your history, it's important that you speak or don't speak in a way that's going to reflect your desire as if it's already happened. Now, the interesting part about the fifth chakra, it is connected to the fifth layer of the auric field, which is called the divine plan. So it has all of your natural gifts and talents embedded into this beautiful field of energy. When you speak your truth, which truth is positive, it's enlightening, it has a high frequency to it. That's truth. That is truth. When you speak your truth, beautiful energy pours into the fifth layer of your auric field, and your natural gifts and talents begin to highlight. They begin to glow. You begin to have awarenesses of who you are from a grander scale, a more authentic perception of your whole self and all of your capabilities and talents. So let that be a guide to you that when you start to speak negatively, you start to lower your frequency, you're moving away from truth because the universe thinks that everything's beautiful. So you're going to have to find a way to speak positively even about those things that are not reflected positively in your life yet, or don't say anything about it. Not a word. Not a word. When my relationship was changing many years ago, I really wanted our kids to have a positive relationship with their father. I thought that was important. And there's many things I could have said that were derogatory or unkind, because there's, an energetic frequency about everything. But I chose to not say very much, to hold it back, to answer questions when they were asked of me, of the kids, about our circumstances or our situation, but to keep a positive, high frequency energy about their dad because they are part of him. And I think that when we speak negatively about people who are connected to others, we're actually sending kind of a negative pulsation into the individual about a relative. It could be something you speak negatively about a grandparent or a great uncle, right? So even in that language, because there's beauty within everything and everyone is a part of God and creation, if we can find ways, even in our most challenging moments, to speak positively or not speak at all. So you have a choice. If you can't speak positively, that's okay. Just don't speak on the topic. And if you need to have a conversation with someone about it, maybe make it a therapist or an energy worker or a dear friend who's going to hold energy because they know that you need to come back to a high frequency regarding the topic. So think of your throat chakra as a magic miracle maker. If you have a bum knee and it's not getting better, you've been to the doctor, you've tried physical therapy and it's not improving, if you continue to complain about the bum knee, even use the words bum knee, you're going to attract more lower frequency energy to the knee and it's going to be more difficult for it to be healed. But you can either not speak about it, or you could say, I have a really good feeling about my knee. I think it's going to improve. And I just have this positive feeling that this improvement is going to be soon. Now, you want to be in that type of vibration too, because you are a master creator. So if you start speaking positively about any area of your life, then you're going to be adding positive energy, information, and transformational manifesting windows of greatness into your existence. So remember, magic manifesting maker right here in the center of your throat, connected to all of your natural gifts and talents in the fifth layer of your auric field, which is often called one's life purpose, or some people call it the divine plan. So imagine speaking about anything in a positive light is only sending positive high vibrational energy to this beautiful field that houses miraculous aspects of who you are, God aspects of who you are, which we are all wanting to discover in the physical realm of Earth. Okay, I'm going to go to the phone lines now and start listening to people's questions and then answering them to the best of my ability. Okay.
Hi, this is Kathy. I think I'm just all over the place in my head, and I guess my biggest question is, when will I get my big break? I mean, I'm a manifesting generator, and I feel like I'm always wanting to do something. Like, obviously, I know I want to use my abilities and all of the goodness that I have to help change the world, but I'm like, I want to write a book about a concept that I have, and then I want to coach people, and then I want to do like tarot card readings.
Great.
And then do my YouTube channel, and I'm still working a 9-to-5 job because that's helping me pay the bills, and I'm just really into spirituality and doing all of that, which I get to do. But I don't know, I just feel like I'm all over the place. And do I need to just focus on one thing? And if it's that one thing, what is it? Like, I don't even know. But yeah, any insight that you have for me. And also, I am a mom and I suffered with infertility. So now I'm trying to conceive again. And I just got a miscarriage. So
sorry.
It's just a lot. And I very high-spirited. I know everything is obtainable. I know that I can do it. It's just when is it going to happen, or when am I going to get a big break, or maybe I just don't have to wait. I don't know. I think I'm just in my head a lot, and it's a lot. So any insight that you have is truly appreciated. Love you so much and all that you do. All right, bye.
Hi, Kathy. I'm sorry about the miscarriage, and I wish you successful conception soon. You have a lot on your plate, got a lot going on. And instead of thinking about where's my big break, because I think those opportunities occur while you're in action for them. And I don't think you should get rid of this list. I love all of it: writing, YouTube, card reading. I think it's great. I don't think you should take away any of these things. Perhaps choose one that brings you the most joy and start with that. I was thinking card reading would be really fun to start doing readings for people and then charge for it so we can get you to move out of the job that you're in into creating wealth, doing something else that you really like. Now, that means you're going to have to tell people what you want to do, figure out a plan about how long a reading you want to give to people. You want 30 minutes? Do you need an hour, 45 minutes? I think there needs to be some strategic planning. So instead of thinking something outside of you needs to happen in order for things to change, I think something within you needs to change to allow those opportunities to come forward. That's what I think. And because you are a busy person and you already have a job, allow it to be okay that this is unfolding in the perfect time for you. It's okay to rest. It's okay to take time off. It's okay to spend time with your family. I think the rush that we feel sometimes is just anxiety, like we're never going to get across the finish line. But luckily, people live a long time now. It's very different than it used to be. Most people passed away right around my age. Yeah, people would retire from work and then, in a few short years, they'd be gone, crossed over to the other side. Someone living into their 70s was considered, a longer life. Now we have people living into their 90s. It's not going to be uncommon to have people living into their hundreds. And yes, independent and healthy and active with healthy minds and healthy bodies that are much more youthful than their chronological age. So you may feel that intensity too, because I think you've had some past lives where you left your body young. And so you have this like memory on a cellular level, like, I don't have a lot of time left. Got to pop out that other kid. I got to find a new job. And, I got to figure all this out. Where's my opportunity? And that's not going to happen. You're not going to, leave the planet in a youthful chronological age. So you have time, but pick one. And it doesn't have to be card reading, even though that's what I felt. You can start a YouTube channel. You can start writing your book. In fact, maybe you write a chapter every 2 months. Start off with a paragraph, every week. Yeah, just put some effort into it, because that's when I think those openings occur, where people hear about things or are attracted to you because you're in the vibration of manifesting and creating what you want. And then the universe brings more opportunities for you. That's what I think. And about infertility, many times it's about our relationship to the female gender person of the family, or the person who had that role, the more traditional role of that energy. And just remind yourself that you can be your own type of parent, your own belief system of parenting, and that all your future offspring are safe with you. We're not talking to the universe, we're talking to yourself, talking to your energy, talking to your womb, all of that good stuff. Okay, thank you so much.
Hi, Marie. My name is Margaret Deshock. I live in Toronto, Canada, but I was born in Dublin, Ireland.
Dublin.
I am calling because I'm going through a bit of spiritual growth at the moment. My mom, who is 89, has just moved to a retirement residence, and she's not so happy about that. And my sisters and I go every evening and make sure she is all right and all of that.
Yeah.
But I will say that my relationship with my mom seems to be more contentious than it used to be even. And I'm starting to see, okay, how do I shift to make that less hurtful to me, actually?
Mm-hmm.
And also, I saw that you're having a course in Powers Court, Ireland, and one of the things is I would love to go. I see it's already full, and it actually is the same week as a wedding that I'm invited to in Ireland, and it could be actually perfect, except that my sisters and myself would all like to go, but there's the matter of looking after my mom as we go there, as I think I said, every night to look after her. So, just some advice on that. My dad passed in 2018, but I'm feeling his energy very strongly around me these days. In my mom's new apartment, there are 2 electric candles beside his ashes. And the other day, one was on and one was off. And my mom says they're always like that. But while I was looking at the candles and looking at his ashes, the second light came on without me touching
Winking
it or
at
anything
you.
happening. And I felt the message I got was that he was winking at me, telling me that she is in the best place for her at this point in time. Still a lot of guilt and stuff around that. But I feel like I'm on the beginning of the path, and if you have any suggestions about that path that you see might be good for me, or what my spirit guides might have to say to me, that would be greatly appreciated. Anyways, thank you so much. I hope the best for you, and I look forward to getting a response. Thank you.
Thank you, Margaret. As you know, we've already been to Ireland and at the lovely, stunning Powerscourt Hotel that feels like it's on sacred ground. I mean, it's amazing. It was an incredible retreat. Really, really incredible. So we didn't get the opportunity to meet, and I'll be putting up a retreat before the end of the year for sure. I don't know if it'll be in Ireland yet or potentially Portugal. I'm not sure where it's going to be. But you're right, that was your dad winking at you. And your mother is in the perfect place. I kind of got this feeling when you said this, this tension between the two of you. I think your mom's kind of been like that. And you have been distracted or had a different perception about her. And for some reason, you're having a little bit more accurate perception of her. And maybe you could tell her, like, hey, maybe we can just be a little bit kinder to one another and make some little, your dad calls them jabs, but I just call them soft reminders of, our time together on earth is short. Even though we live a long time now, it's short. It can go by very quickly. And, I think your mom just needs some gentle reminders. I'm not sure what she wanted in terms of where she wanted to live, during her chronological changes, but I don't think she would have enjoyed living with any of the family members. I mean, some people really like their independence. So to live in a place where you have your own space, it's just smaller and not all of our familiar belongings can be around us. I think that's the hardest part when people have to go to assisted living or a retirement place, that they don't have all their belongings, and it's upsetting to them, even if they don't use half of or even a fourth of all of their belongings, right? Because a lot of people kind of live in 2 rooms and accumulate a lot of things over the years, but don't necessarily use them or visit them. So there is this kind of irritation between you that I think has been there for a while, and I think you've overlooked it, or somehow there was a distraction when she was around more of her familiar belongings, but now that's gone, and more of, I think, how she has been is coming forward. I think just some gentle reminders. Remember, this isn't personal. It's not. And holding your own energy that you're worthy and deserving of deep and powerful unconditional love. That would be excellent. And that's probably what she's trying to teach you and has been trying to teach you for a long time. Okay, thank you.
Hi, Marie. Thank you so much for your beautiful energy and everything that you do for us. Thank you. I've got 2 quick questions. The first one, it relates to my relationship. I think I'm sure of it now because it took me really, really many months of looking into it. My husband might have narcissistic personality, or his traits are highly narcissistic in some areas. It feels like covert narcissist. I've been asking myself a question, is it me who's also a narcissist in this relationship? So all the blame and all the guilt shifting back and forth.
Yeah.
And the question is, okay, what do I do with it? Can I survive in this relationship, or is it safer for me and for my son, who's 4-year-old, so not that easy a decision, to move and start life afresh? And will it be safe for us? And then second question is, how many guides do I have? I know that I've got one because I've managed to connect with him, but I would like to know the absolute number if possible, and also any leaks. But okay, not going to ask more. Thank you so much. Bye.
You're welcome. Well, usually, Pauline, the person who suspects that they might be a narcissist is not the narcissist. It takes many, many lifetimes for that younger soul energy to even begin healing. So that's the unfortunate part of narcissism, is they really don't have an awareness of themselves. They can't see their own patterns. So you're probably not one. And since you've been looking at it, your husband probably does have some of those tendencies or traits. And I think it's difficult to have a relationship with someone when you're different, when you're really, really, really different. I think it's difficult to have intimacy and cohabitate and grow together. I think it's difficult. And there is this common dance between souls where younger souls who want to learn to be selfless and older souls who want to learn to be selfish come together to kind of mirror to each other what it could look like. And that's what I think about it. I don't know if you're ready to leave the relationship. I think maybe getting some therapy, trying some marriage counseling. I don't know where you are in the world or what the laws are or rules for divorce, wherever you are in the world. So I think you have a lot of things to educate yourself about and get some therapy, because I think that's nice for both people to enter into therapy if your spouse is willing, because a lot of narcissists do not want to go to therapy. They don't want to have those experiences because they don't really want to do that inner work. It's too scary. It's too hard for them. They have a lot of wounds and they're deeply hurt. And so therapy is scary, right? It's a scary place for them. So I'm not sure what you're going to do, but I think it's great that you're getting curious and you're investigating and you're asking questions. I think you're getting ready to leave, but I don't think you're quite ready yet. Safety, I don't really know how to completely answer that question for you, because I don't think you're going to leave now, and I don't know how things are going to be in the next couple of years, but it's not an overall concern for me when I look at it now. Just want you to know that. I don't feel like he's that type of an individual. He might yell or scream, and that can come across as, wow, what else is this person going to do? But I don't see him, at least now, doing physical harm of any kind, if that was your actual question. You have 8 spirit guides. It's a very fortunate number. It is considered a lucky number. It's the affinity sign. Begin to see yourself as a fortunate person. Talk to yourself as if you're a fortunate person. Think of yourself as a fortunate person. Feel your life as if you are highly fortunate. And then you will gain more of that energy from that powerful infinity sign. Okay.
Hello, Marie. My name is Natalie, and my question is regarding some recent changes to my eyesight. I've experienced some blurriness in the left eye and floaters in my right eye, which make it more difficult to read and write and see things up close. And I've seen a specialist, and they mentioned it's related to the retina.
Oh, interesting.
In both eyes.
Huh.
And I was hoping to get some guidance and advice on how I can help heal that, both physically and vibrationally. What direction to look at so that I can turn things around and be able to see things clearly again.
Yes.
Thank you for this opportunity to ask you a question and for your show. Thank you.
Thank you, Natalie. I'm glad you went and saw a specialist. Could you go see one more, please? I don't know where you live in the world. That's why I would love it if everybody would tell me where they are when they leave a question, because potentially I may know someone in your area or resources that are available. So eyesight overall is about not seeing yourself accurately. That means for most people, not loving, adoring, cherishing, seeing themselves as a miracle, because everyone is. So that could greatly change your eyesight in a positive direction if you begin to have those experiences. I've never heard that floaters are related to the retina or the blurriness. I'm not saying that they couldn't be, but I think if your retina was in danger, it had problems, then your doctor would do something to help. So that's why I think you need to see a different specialist. Floaters are usually from proteins that are being released through the body, and then they float around in your eye. Retinal issues are problematic and usually require surgeries and things of that nature. So could you go please see a different practitioner? Because I don't think you got all the information you needed. That's what I'm thinking. And if you can work on seeing yourself more accurately, that can go a long way towards you healing your eyesight. Also, vitamin D, and you will have to check your blood levels regarding taking vitamin D, but taking vitamin D positively affects all of the organisms of the eye, all of the physiology of your eye and all the workings of it. And so up your vitamin D, and then make sure you have your blood levels checked. Sometimes it's kind of as you notice your eyesight improving with the vitamin D, you'll need to make a determination how much you need, because everybody's body is different in terms of absorption, and most people are very low in vitamin D. I take quite a bit of vitamin D, but if I stop it within, like if I stop taking it, so it's not moving into stores, it's supposed to move into stores, into your tissues so that it can be released whenever we need it. Mine goes all the way down to 40, which is not a good enough number for our health. That's why it's important to speak to naturopaths about vitamin D levels. I like to have my vitamin D somewhere closer to 100. And so I do get it checked once a year, and I take anywhere between 10 and 20,000 international units. But it's a very individual game. Everybody's body is different, how it absorbs nutrients, how it utilizes them, how the nutrient helps, in this case, eyesight. So it's good to work with a naturopath regarding, or an allopathic physician regarding best results for improving your eyesight. But the emotional component is seeing yourself as the precious being that you already are. That is the best. That's the best way to work towards healing your eyesight. Okay?
Hi, Marie. My oldest son has a spinal cord injury. It's at the thoracic 6 level, and he is a complete. He has an intrathecal baclofen pump that helps him with his leg spasms, and a suprapubic catheter. He used to self-cath, but he switched over due to all his accidents. Yeah. He is 7 years post-injury, and as of recent, he has been having increasing nerve pain, sometimes from a UTI and sometimes from inflammation. He's had many tests, but the root cause is unknown. He has a physiatrist, a neurologist, a urologist, and a family doctor all working in his favor. He is also on an antidepressant and is going to talk therapy for his drinking and hopefully future abstinence. He has a lot to look forward to in life. He has a fiance and a stepson. He can manage his own care. He is a high school teacher, plays wheelchair basketball and wheelchair rugby.
Wow, he's amazing.
But when the nerve pain gets so bad, he wants to take his own life. Do you see any future cure for spinal cord injuries, or at least something that will improve his quality of life when the pain hits hard? Thanks, Marie.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Thanks for all you do.
Of course, it's my absolute pleasure. And your son is a gem, figuring out his life and making himself happy. Part of this nerve pain could be that nerves are starting to wake up in his body. That's usually, part of the pain is the movement of the nerves, right? And when they start to wake up, it's not always the most comfortable. It can be, especially in his case, where there's probably been a lot of nerve damage, it can be super uncomfortable. I think some Serrapeptase, but of course, ask his physicians about it because of whatever medications he might be on. It's also very normal for people who have spinal cord injuries to have multiple types of physicians who are caring for them because there's so many layers to their care. Right. And I think it's great he got the suprapubic catheter. Then he doesn't have to mess with cathing himself and all the things that can kind of correlate with that. Near infrared and red light therapy could really help wake up the nerves in his body. And although we don't want him in pain, if his nerves are indeed waking up, that could be a very interesting experience for him. I don't see something right now that's on the precipice of changing spinal cord injuries, but I know they're working on it diligently, and they're using a lot of computers and computer chips and, burying them into subcutaneous tissue and things of that nature to get the body to work through electrodes and devices. What would be fun for your son, since he has such great energy and has figured out his life better than a lot of people who aren't needing to require the care that he needs. maybe he could look around for research. He probably will have to completely stop drinking because you can't have alcohol while you're doing research for labs and review. If he would be interested in signing up for some sort of research group, I think that would give him more hope that they might be able to solve some problems because they would be paying exquisite attention to him as he participates in the research. So perhaps call like the Mayo Clinic and see what kind of research they're doing. They typically have a lot of funds, or ask them if they know of research in the country that is dedicated to spinal cord injuries that your son might be willing or interested in participating in. Yeah, I think that would be fun and exciting for him and the entire family. And you're right, he's a very lucky person. He is loved, adored, and cherished, and has created a great life for himself. Try not to, I mean, I'm glad you're there listening and holding space for him when he have these moments. I'm so sorry that this happens to him, but try not to be so worried when it occurs. Try your best not to dive into that energy. It would be better if you held space for him. It might help the nerve pain decrease faster. And I completely understand why you do. You're his mother. You love him. He's gone through a lot. You don't want to see him be in any kind of pain for any length of time, of course. But try not to go down there with him. I don't think it's helping you, or the situation could become shorter. The duration could be much shorter if you're not holding space in that moment with him. See if that helps too. Thank you everyone for listening. I wish you a beautiful day, night, week, weekend, wherever you are in the world, and many, many, many joyful blessings. Bye-bye for now.